Pittsburgh Sports Now's Zach Weiss here with Drew Joyce and Dave Dixon. Guys, I'm sure it's been a whirlwind. It's probably felt a little bit like speed dating, but just how was the date itself, just what this represents, and just everybody coming together?
Uh, for me, it's been exciting. You know, it's a chance to, discuss your team, the things that you've been building on since the summertime. But it's also a chance to connect with one of your players. It's you get to spend time with your guys, but sometimes having one of your players and David Dixon here for an individual moment, that's pretty special. I think this is something that, I myself will remember, and hopefully Dave, he thinks about his media day, and the first thing he thinks of is me.
And for you, Dave, you've been waiting for this moment, this chance to show out for yourself. Just what's it been like letting your personality fly a little bit today?
Well, I ain't gonna lie, this is my first time. It's a new feeling. I wasn't exactly ready for it. I didn't know what I was in store for, but it was fun. I had fun being myself, laughing, making jokes, taking a little jabs at Coach Drew. But it was a great experience, and I'd love to do it again next year.
For you, Drew, just obviously getting to the day-to-day now, just what have you learned about yourself as you discover what your tenets are? You found some of them, and doing it with these guys, with this special group.
I think what I've learned the most is that I have to continue to learn my team, and continue to understand and know them better, but to also make sure that the standards remain the standards, and that I continue to push them. Right? I have a group of guys who they have a strong self-belief, they have a strong connection, but they have confidence. But you have to boost their confidence, and I'm okay with doing that. They like to hear when they're doing good, so just learning those small details can help really carry you through a practice, can help keep the process going in the right direction.
And Dave, for you, what's it been like? Obviously, you've seen the day-to-day. You're back in practice at full bore here. Just what's it like seeing some similarities with the challenges, but also how he's found his own voice and found his own drills and skill set within his team, his team.
Well, but going to practice hasn't been like anything different. Coach Drew's still embody the same toughness, intensity that he's always had when he was an assistant coach. But I'd say that he's more caring. Coach D would usually just run the crap out of him, but he's more caring about what we do in terms of practicing. And I feel like we get things done more in those type of practices. And I'm happy to see what we do under his guidance this year.
Dave, I know we were talking before about obviously not having that full off season, but how has it been like getting that chance to get back out there with these guys, find yourself, and try to find that extra gear that you've been looking for?
It's been good. I've had a lot of time to work on my game. I expect to do a lot more things this year in terms of being a basketball player. I'm not trying to just, with the expanded role has there's certain responsibilities that also come with the role that I'm getting. And I've taken time to work on that, worked on my outside shot, decision making, being a better leader, and I'm ready to take on that role.
And Drew, for you, we've talked so much about ingraining the newness, which is a lot of familiarity, but the newness with that familiarity, just how has that balance been for you, and who really do you feel has stepped up, whether it's a returning face or new, that's answered your challenge?
Yeah, I want to congratulate all the guys, not just one in particular. I do believe it is a process. It's something that you have to adjust to in today's game. A lot of new pieces. It's one that I feel like I'm capable and able to adapt to. But there's no timetable on connection and culture. And we just have to sacrifice, and we have to make sure that our buy-in is high, and that we're willing. And I believe the willingness from this group has been really, really high. And it shows a lot of the character of the young men that I have, that they're willing to buy in to our process to accomplish our goals.
And Dave, for you, I asked you about the brotherhood earlier, but within that brotherhood, how has it been finding that temperature, making sure guys aren't getting too high, make sure guys aren't getting too low, and that they're always locked in?
Um, that's a good question. Well, most of the time we're all trying to find our own way. That's why we came to Duquesne. We're all trying to win something, and I don't know if we've all reached that like high point, like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't need to do that. I feel like we're I'm not gonna say I haven't seen it yet, but it's yet to be tested as we play basketball together against another opponent. But I think I have a good there's a good relationship between us. I don't think anybody's acting too high or too low, but just have to wait to see.
Drew, as a follow to that, is that maybe a good thing? You want the team chemistry to develop, but you don't want it to develop as a rate where things get too high or move too quickly, too fast.
Yeah, I said there's no timetable on it. As coach and as a staff, we got to continue to drive the message. I tell the guys, culture may take some time to build and connection, but it's easier to lose. I said you can lose it in the snap of the fingers. Of one bad decision can change the whole lot. So this group just continues to be steady. Like I said, they've had a consistency about their level of work, where they come in each and every day, and I just ask them to be the best version of themselves and give me everything they got. And I believe for majority of the days that's what we continue to do.
I don't want to ask too much about last year because it's independent, but I do want to ask, what's the biggest lesson learned or biggest behavior that you learned last year that maybe, Dave, you're instilling within the guys this season?
Well, it's I say my biggest lesson learned is that you got to treat everything as if it's your last chance. Because when you get into them big games, like we play them March Madness games, this is your last chance to play another game of basketball. For some people who are seniors, or for some people who, might end up leaving school or transferring. So you got to treat everything as if you don't have another chance at it. You got to give everything you got.
Drew, for you, as things begin to tip off, how much figuring out is there still to do, and how important is it that there is probably still a lot to figure out?
Yeah, you go through it and you feel like you have to get everything in, right? Maybe somebody's ahead of you, but honestly, we've all been given the same amount of days, right? We've all been given the same amount of hours. We're not going to overreact and rush our process. I understand that we won't be able to cover everything, nor should we, and it's really about making sure that we put in our principles of what we believe are going to be fundamentals and staples for us throughout the whole season. Really starting to become better at those things.
Dave, how do you feel that this team, in what area do you feel this team has become better than that first summer practice?
I feel like we've grown to play off of each other. We know how each other plays, and we built a sense of camaraderie. We built a brotherhood, and we kind of just gelled together. Like when we first got here, everybody had a different type of agenda, but now we've thrown all that to the side. We're all trying to focus on one goal, and I feel like as the practice is going, as the days go on, we've all established we're in this together. It's not a single man fight. We're all gonna fight together.
Drew, this is a left field question, but I'm going to ask it anyways because it matches how I look right now. Obviously, the news in the A10 was about Woj being the GM of the Bonham men's team. Just, do you see a GM of a program possibly being something that's in the cards for yourself down the line to keep things organized, or maybe take less pressure off of your shoulders, or what do you think something like that could look like?
There's a possibility of that as we continue to advance and grow. You always want to evaluate what can be best for the program going forward, and sometimes it's maybe staying steady, and sometimes it may involve, hey, let's make an adjustment, let's make a change. So I think it's important for us as a staff and then as an entire program to make sure that we don't eliminate any options, that we're open, and then just deciding on what's best for the future.
Dave, you know that Drew's not shy to drop a Whitney Houston lyric into a press conference. When you look at yourself, just what's the lyric you want to drop to end this interview?
What's a lyric I want to drop? I don't know.
Do you have a song that's stuck in your head, or
I have a song that's stuck in my head. Well, I was listening to Nilly Manilli for some reason. That's the show about the Menendez, but they had that song playing in the background. So I've listened to a lot of "Blame It on the Rain."
Well, girl, you know it's true. PSN signing off.